Alrighty. Am I live? Looks like I am live. Hello everybody and welcome to Tabletop Thursday. I had to stop myself from saying welcome back because I'm so used to daily peeking. Today, I'm wearing a big cozy blanket. And I've got Cookie Clicker running. It's gonna be running in the background as I do some writing. Hell, I own 500 buildings apparently. So yeah. Oh my god, it's dog. Hi. Sorry, I get a little tired after stream usually. And writing is usually like a lower energy situation. I'm gonna tone it down a bit. I'm gonna turn on my left display underneath Cookie Clicker so I can turn off the game capture and show off what I'm actually looking at. I don't know if you guys saw that flicker, but I did. So it shows off that there's different screens. Yeah, I can... Yeah. Ooh, funky math algorithms. Explain if you'd like. I'm a little curious, but not so much so as to, like, actually interrogate that much further. Yeah, my plan is to work on Dungeoneers of Kroya, which is, as I'm sure has been heard before, a world which is entirely taken up with just dungeons. Not entirely. A world where roving dungeon masters summon these mega structures known as dungeons. And I've got... This is what the, like, intro page on my Foundry looks like. It's got a quote from the fictional character Alexei Kovacs, who is the founder of the Dungeoneering Guild. And a guy who would deeply disapprove of, like, what it has become in the years since his demise. But, you know. Hey, Ami. How's it going? Oh, hey, Gambit's FX Master updated. Oh! I forgot to update my Foundry after doing that backup. Okay, I'm going to update my Foundry then. You watched a movie twice earlier. Hell yeah. I think. Add hell, but in a different language? Lovely. Okay, I have updated Pathfinder 2e from version 7.11.1 to 7.12.2. Ooh, there is an update for the Fate core system that I can't install because it needs the next Foundry version. Meanwhile, Pathfinder hasn't updated quite yet. Begin migration. 7, 11, 1, 2, 7, 12, 2. Because you needed Kara to see it after you had seen it. Fair. Is there any reason for that? Also, I know Digi explained some shit in the chat. Let me scroll up a bit. Fundamental theory that drives almost all of vocal synthesis called the source and filter model, in which the source is the impulse generated by your vocal cords and the filter is your mouth. Oh, alright. It did a fucked thing right at the end. Lovely. I'm terrified. No. I licked the lid of my yogurt hoping there would be yogurt on the lid, and then there wasn't yogurt on the lid. I mean, fair. I love that you subjected your girlfriend to the same shit. I love that your instinct is fucking, oh, that was horrible. I have to show this to someone. It's the, this smells terrible, smell it, fucking rule of human behavior. One method of modifying voice is to separate the source and filter. To do that, one method is to use linear predictive coding to estimate the filter. You can then get the peaks, also known as the formants, in order to identify the makeup of the vocal texture. It wasn't horrible, but yes, that is your instinct. Amazing. Okay, Pathfinder has been updated. Now, I don't actually know what that version change did. Ooh, okay. Add option to NPC attack items to exempt them from math. Multi-attack penalty. Okay. Remove system journal sheet subclass. I don't know what that means. Added roll to petrifying glance inline save. So overall, a lot of minor things. They just added a lot of them at once for the whole number update. And a milkshake that tasted like coffee water and had your mom take a sip immediately after you said what it tasted like. Just like having proof that your experiences are real and valid. It goes on my list. You're gonna have to remind me if you want me to actually watch it. The LPC coefficients are written as a polynomial in z-space, aka relative to time. So you can solve for the peaks by finding the zeros/roots. You are looking at the algorithms needed to do that within code. Terrifying, Digi. You've described some shit that would make lesser minds go mad. Alright, well, the only shit in this world right now is some basic items that I could probably just remake, though it doesn't look like I need to. Dungeoneer's Atlas, Dungeoneer's Compass. Yeah, those seem to work. The most notable thing that it seemed to change was something regarding the classification of journal entries. My journal entries seem fine, is the thing. Book from 1988 with a ton of algorithms for it. But the C code is outdated, and 1 indexed because mathematicians cannot comprehend starting to count from 0. Great. Absolutely fair. I appreciate you dropping by to say hi, Ami. This is just the live stream where I make all of you watch my cookie clicker numbers go up while I work on tabletop stuff. Which hopefully you guys can use as solid background. I will cry! But yeah, hopefully you guys can use it as background to get your work done. Because we are body doubling. I had the idea to do this forever ago, actually. But I was like, God damn it. I don't want to, like, expose any personal information by doing my work on stream. And then I realized, like, just a couple days ago, I don't actually need to show any of my work on stream. I can just do this. I can just tab back to Cookie Clicker every, like, 20 minutes. But, like, the whole game is watching number go up. I don't need to actively engage with it. And part of a category with, like, 0 views. Maybe we get some hardcore Cookie Clicker fans who are begging for content to join in on the stream. But yes. I had the idea for making the questing beast a boss in a dungeon, which doesn't sound bad. I would need to replace my current work in progress boss, but that's just the porcelain ghost. That's not, like, a super relevant. Anyway, I kind of want to work on the Dungeoneer's Handbook right now, though, because it's a little thin at the moment. For context as to what I mean by a little thin, that's all of it. I have stuff written elsewhere, like on my Google Drive and stuff, but I need to finish porting it all back over. Because, you know, if it's gonna be in my tabletop game, then it's gotta be in the tabletop. Wow, I have a lot of notifications. Oh, someone said hi to me. Hold on. I gotta send him a fucked up cat gif. Okay, cool. Alright. Right. I'm gonna see if I can find my Google Docs notes in, like, a reasonable amount of time I have a post-attendee report open on my Zoom. I have a Zoom post-attendee report open for some goddamn reason. There it is. It was on one of the alternate pages for the Centennial Mask. Oh, okay. I've got one of my older... Oh yeah, I already ran the Daily Peak today. So now I am doing basically just body doubling, but with the whole internet. So we are doing basically just chatting, except I have Cookie Clicker visible. And every so often I turn off Cookie Clicker to show off what I am working on. In this case, I am copying information over from this document into my my virtual tabletop. So I can just click that back. This is an old demo version of a dungeon map that shows off the basic information of like the stuff I want to convey. So it's the Anthill, and you can go on any of these routes. Red ones are guaranteed combat encounters. Yellow ones are hazards, which can evolve into a combat encounter if you do them wrong. But it can also just be shit like getting a condition or whatever. And blue is roleplay encounters, so usually like rest stops. Yeah. That's the vibe I'm going for there. Wow, my eyes are gonna glaze over if I scroll through this document too fast. Okay. Dungeoneer's Handbook starts off as, "Hail and well met, Dungeoneer. If you're reading this, then I would like to congratulate you on your acceptance into the Dungeoneering Society. The leaders in dungeon exploration and research." The whole guide is from the perspective of Alexei Kovacs, the original founder of the Dungeoneering Society. And it is from his kind of more generous point of view. When in reality, in the modern day, the Dungeoneering Guild has been taken over by literal dragons who are just kind of out for the profit. So the hope is to have Alexei talking most of the time, and then interjections from the current draconic leaders of the guild. Yeah, that's the thought, anyway. Sorry, I got a frenzy, I gotta click. Alright, cool. And I get back to work. Yeah. I've got the whole setting of Kroya just kind of in my head. I need to redo some of the mapping and stuff for it. but the setting, all there. Okay. I want to add another section to this introduction based on some of the stuff I have shared in the larger document. So let's see. I've written this guide to provide a reference for all future members as to the basics of dungeoneering, so nobody dies making the same mistakes I once did in my first days. To begin, I will ask the question. What is a dungeon? And I'll keep going from there.
So many people write songs about horrible, horrible, horrible things. Famous people are always going to be bad and always going to have supporters.
I'm the type of kid who talks to the bugs. I'm the type of girl you shouldn't give drugs. I'm the one who puts the stains on the rugs. I'm the kind of guy who sort of fucking sucks. I don't really give a fuck about the glitches. Give a pussy game journalist some stitches. Now you can't find your wallet or your misses. If you're hurting me, you know I'm fucking vicious. I think it's A-okay if you cannot relate. I got that cluster A, treatment resistant bay. I got idiosyncratic opinions, more BK dick than a pension. There's a lot that's against my religion, but if you tell me explain, I can't vegan. I will never ever ever be a vegan. Read the Bible, but I'm not a Christian. I'm just placing the air so you'll listen. Look at me and your sister, we kissing. No, I cannot blame you if you are just not able to do.
Okay.
Cognition, it's my God-given.
You've seen dungeons before, maybe even had your home uprooted by the formation of a new one. It's a question worth asking regardless. To know one's enemy is the first step to defeating them. And I'm going to crank up my music a little bit because I'm realizing I'm going to be doing a decent number of long periods of silence. Oh, I love Cluster A, okay. Hell yeah. I encourage y'all to check out the playlist I'm listening to, by the way. I believe I have it linked in the description of all of my streams, since I started listening to it in the background for everything.
Built on zero, I killed, no violence, I just made it work. No, I cannot blame you if you are just not able to do this weird cognition. It's my God-given mission to fly up to the surface and make other people nervous just by doing what I'm able with my elbows on the table. Jail-based still hollers at me. I pretend I do not see. That shit just ain't healthy. In my DMs like :3. La da 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 dee dee. Take this advice from me. Your youth will keep you free. You don't wanna give it to a girl like me. La da 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 dee dee. Take this advice from me. Your youth will keep you free. You don't wanna give it to a girl like me. No, 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 no. You don't wanna give it to a girl like me. No, 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 no. You don't wanna give it to a girl like me. No, 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 no. You don't wanna give it to a girl like me. No, 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 no. You don't wanna give it to a girl like me.
Every year that goes by, I just seem to get older, and the tide goes up, and the water washes over, and I know myself less, going in and out my head, going in and out my head, hooded death, gets a boner. Every year that goes by, I just seem to get older, and the tide goes up, and the water washes over, and I know myself less, going in and out my head, going in and out my head, hooded death, gets a
Also, I'm
boner.
eating yogurt in the background.
Fucking sickos everywhere. And you got your nails long. Why'd you cut off all your hair? Fucking sickos everywhere. Are you fucking doing okay? I'll be a black crow in my next life, flying over an office park. I'll be a black crow in my next life, fly over an office park. I smash and curse the skin. Oh, I dig and dig and dig, pulling away at the fat in my soul, always searching further in. Somewhere deep inside, my body has to be the answer for everything. Somewhere deep inside, my body has to be the reason for why I'm like this. But I'll be a black crow in my next life, flying over an office park. I'll be a black crow in my next life, flying over an office park.
Like a big man.
fragments, error in key. Mismatch detected, rejected, MP3.
They trying to copy, but I'm switching like a preset. 808, 250, yeah, they hitting like a fresh reset. Beats go fast and we chill in a second. Jonas on E, never always reppin'. By the big for heart, but I'm glitching like a doll. I was creeping on the track, then I just went real slow. Only breeze, it's work, so I pitch it up higher. This is so sick, so I do it in the fire. Others don't matter, they just gatekeep. I mix it up, yeah, my sound same trance, them cake. Let's go break the BPM, I got the technique. Call it what you want, just know I'm unique. I'm taking my data, then I mix it up. Just enough, I only breaks, now it's eating up. Harder going close, stop, shop, and street. You said I can't make those laws for being cute. IDM, EDM, break the BPM. Lo-fi, hi-fi, burn it to the end. Noise switch done, yeah, I let it do. Call it what you want, I just call it a mood.
No big drops, no switch ups. Just a simple key. This is lofi. No big drops, no switch ups. Just a simple key. This is lofi. Keep it safe, stay inside the beat. Keep it slow. Keep it soft. Never let it peak. No sharp drums. Filter down real low, like stabbing in the air. Every track must fade in like it wasn't even there.
They tryna box me, but I'm notorious like HRT. I pick what I want, just know I stay pretty. Switch it, flip it, you know I don't need approval. Sound so trans, yeah, this mix ain't mutable. They tryna copy, but I'm switching like a preset. 808, T4T, yeah, they hitting like a fresh reset. Beats go fast and we chill in a second. Jonas on E, never always reppin'. Lo-fi, hi-fi, burn it to the end. Noise switch done, yeah, I let it do. Lo-fi, hi-fi, burn it to the end. Noise switch done, yeah, I let it do. Call it what you want, I just call it a mood. Call it a mood. Call it a mood. Call it a mood. This track might actually be hardcore.
Bleh.
Shut your fucking face.
Sorry, I'm sleepy all of a sudden. So I'm vibing. Any upgrades to Nad? No. Okay. Cool. Okay. So I've gone through and extended out the introduction a little bit to include a rough definition of what exactly a dungeon is in this setting. It goes through some examples, a cave full of ravenous beasts, a ruined castle built by no human hand, an ever-shifting forest with canopy so dense the ground has never known sunlight. And then goes into the more academic definition, which is along the lines of, it is a magically created megastructure which attempts to expand itself indefinitely. All that magic is the magic that allows the dungeon to keep existing, is anchored in a boss monster, which the dungeon will attempt to protect at all costs. And killing the boss monster will typically destroy the dungeon. And that's like the commonalities between all dungeons. Because aside from those facts, everything else is a variable. You know? So it's like the first dungeon that I am like meaningfully creating is a giant cuboidal structure called the Puzzle Box, which vaguely imitates a Rubik's Cube. But I also have a dungeon in the plans, which is a very large anthill. You know? They can be just about anything. But to fit the definition, they are magically created, they are big as all hell, and they have a boss that all of that magic runs through. And they seek to expand themselves, is one of the notable factors there. Now, it may not be able to, for whatever reason, but a dungeon is always attempting to expand itself. If it reaches a limit, it moves into a growth phase of trying to figure out how to breach it, to keep going further. You know? And running theory is, if you were to just kind of allow a dungeon to exist for too long, it would eventually swallow up the entire world. But there's also the issue of, hey, this isn't the only dungeon that exists. There's multiple. What if two dungeons encounter each other? A question which thankfully has not had to be asked or answered. A question that no one knows the answer to, and everyone is very glad that they don't know the answer. Because Jesus. But yes. So that's the rough idea of what exactly a dungeon is. Yeah. And I'm writing in just like as a quirk, like, hey, no one knows what happens when two dungeons like hit each other. Like, that has not happened yet, because people, generally speaking, over the history of this setting, have gone in and tried to destroy dungeons before they can get that big. And also the question of who exactly makes a dungeon is also not, like, satisfyingly... Yeah, it generally is a good idea. The question of who makes a dungeon is not... There's no satisfying answer to that one either. And I say no satisfying answer because there is kind of an assumption to make. You could say that a boss monster is the thing that made the dungeon, and it built up the dungeon around itself, and that's why it is so inherently linked to the structure, and that is why the structure seeks to protect it so hard. But then you hit edge cases where there are dungeons that seem to be imprisoning their boss monster, like trying to keep them from escaping. And others where the title of boss monster can be transferred, so it is not guaranteed to be the same entity forever. And that title can go to entities that the dungeon itself created. You know? Plus, there's not really any reports of someone finding, like, an embryonic stage boss monster in the wild. And the act of a dungeon forming, like, in the moment, is usually big enough that you aren't seeing, like, the center of its creation. Because it would be like standing in the middle of a tornado, you know? It is a giant act of extreme magical prowess. Which, by the way, not all boss monsters seem capable of in the first place. Because some of them are very explicitly warriors that don't seem to know what to do with magic. Others have, like, magical phobias. They all have their individual quirks. And some of them directly contradict the theory that the boss monster is the one that created the dungeon. And of course the true answer is that they were created by the dungeon masters, which are the fucking extra-dimensional one step up from here. The Mad Mages who formed the first dungeons after they separated themselves from the world. For seemingly no reason other than their own entertainment. And then you step a level deeper, and it's, oh no, these are characters who are aware of the narrative that they exist within. They know they have to be entertaining, and if they aren't, they get written out. So they act as villains in stories, using all of their powers. Because, you know... Otherwise, they don't have, like, a good reason to exist, and they get written out.
I'll never let you out.
But those additional levels of motive are not going to be in the Dungeoneer's Handbook. The level of knowledge that Alexei, founder of the guild, is on is the going, like, the thing that everyone assumes is correct, is that the dungeon bosses are the creatures that create the dungeons. But Alexei's been in enough dungeons to know that, hey, some of these bosses are chemically incapable of having created this dungeon. They don't have the skills, or they seem entirely unwilling to be here. So that can't be the reason. But he doesn't have the deeper level of knowledge. Past that. That knowledge goes into the accompanying DM's guide. Yeah, that's the meta narrative. That's the generalities of the plot. Alright, I just kind of tuned into the world for a second, and there's definitely someone using a chainsaw next door. I can hear them. I don't see them, but I can hear them. Wild shit.
His name is Quentin, he is my friend. They're making a documentary, not for TV, film festival. I don't know where it's gonna air, there are no titties where there were titties before. There are no titties where there were titties before. There are no titties where there were titties before. There are no titties where there were titties before.
Cracking a sparkling water. Not having another energy drink so soon after the previous one. Ooh, I'm tired. I guess Hollow Knight wood earlier took it out of me. solid introduction. I'm actually going to delete everything else on this page. I will keep the page to just the introduction. And copy all of that information to the next page. Oh. By the way, I have a kofi if y'all like what I do.
I can't see the. I can't see. I can't see the.
Introduction. The 5 regions, with those listed as the Imperial Core, the Sylvan North, the Eastern Peninsula, Western Deserts, and the Southern Tropics.
I can't see the middle. I can't see the light. I can't see the dark. Standing in the doorway. I can't see your face.
I'll put a culture tab here. Ideally, some of that gets covered in the more general, like, region overviews. You know what? I'll just stick to the 5 regions. I want to simplify this as much as possible. Am I getting texted? Or is that just something somewhere else in the building vibrating? That's something somewhere else in the building vibrating. Blech. Okay, I finished the introduction. I could maybe write out a summary of the 5 regions today? Of each of the 5? I'll start on the highest level and keep going from there. And if I tire out, I tire out. It's fine. This is more than I was expecting to do today anyway, so.
futuristic handgun. If you act foul, you get 2 shots and 1.
You see the whip, I'm crashing it, and it don't practice abstinence. You gon' see stones in the face just like a basilisk. I keep tools just like a craftsman, and my grip immaculate. And I'm not no demon, feeling more just like a paladin. Crackers always say they on this shit, but claiming that they not. If you really anti-racist, go and kill a fucking cop. If you really anti-transphobic, go and sue a fucking jerk. If you really hate your neighbor, go and fill him up with slugs. Talk on the speakerphone. Better walk, go and preach some more. What's an eye, bop, while my speech is gone. Wanna live when you fuckers wanna leave me alone. Hey, can't afford medicine, get out of bed, so I'm just drinking water and breathing a lot. Orbiting carbon in the aristocracy, honestly, we just a piece in the pod. The future ain't you and the future ain't me, it's all just machines, the future is bots. Impressed with illusion, stressful review, we all know the future and it you are not. So pump this shit just like you would in the future, cause there won't be a future anymore. So pump this shit just like you would in the future, cause there won't be a future anymore.
You know how we do it.
I've been up for 3 days and I'm burning up. So much for laying low. Been living in a mirror, amazing my reflection's starting to glow. Can't remember anymore. Maybe I buried the key. It's probably not that bad, or maybe it's Satan's evil core. Just another fight with a crooked horn. Could I sleep through these days? It just sits pretty trying to tell me how it is. I space out close in a day, and I play. Isn't it great to be different? Isn't it great to be me? Isn't it great to be different? Isn't it great to be beast? You know you love it. There's a message in a bottle with my name on it, drowned in a glimmering sea. Pretty white lies in a pitch black room. The sum of my parts is nothing. What is happening to me? Happening to me? Happening to me? Happening to me? Mama, can't you see what's happening to me? Happening to me? Mama, can't you see? The only way for me is to keep it up. I've gotta make it worse. Too late to turn tail, too good to fail. Gotta take it like the bitch I am and just play.
different shape. You might not survive the change. It could survive the change. Will we survive to stay the same? 1,000th prison in my eyes. A serious lonely death beat died. I'm a stranger to the sight. It doesn't even move me. I'm the type to keep pushing. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. Oh, to work past wasted bodies, I hardly even mind. Changes in my hand. Money changes in my hand. Is in my hand. Money changes in my hand. I want things to be beautiful.
Sorry, I just realized it's been a minute since I made noise. Nice, fit the bill.
Hey, let's go, you're on a roll. Don't wanna lose your self-control. Got no place I'd rather go, 'cause I lost my mind and let your temper down. Maybe what you tell. We're kind of falling out. The more you stop, the more I go. You want this one, you want the turns. No, I say won't. You say you want, I say don't. I'm running out of this, it comes right up. I'm not you lose my
That's what it feels like when you feel like you're gonna die. Powerful, isn't it? Yeah, it is. There was about 2 seconds there after you were done being scared. Where it looked like you wanted to kill me. I don't take it personally. I think it was a visceral reaction, you know? There's an animal in you. Everybody need to make two trips in this world before you go.
Okay. Wrote up a bit on just like one paragraph summary of the Imperial Core region, which refers to the central strip of ocean lying between the eastern and western continents, as well as the former Claypost Empire of the eastern continent, and the many nations that it was shattered into following the Age of Rebellion. Which, ooh, boy, all those words make sense.
Everything you say is wrong. Everything you say is wrong. Everything you say is wrong. Everything I say is right.
Let me see if I can bring up a map. I think I have one saved somewhere. Please tell me I have one saved somewhere. Oh god. Okay, no, there it is. Do I only have the hex map? No, never mind. Okay. Switching off my game capture for a second. The Imperial Core region is like here. No, wait, it would be there. Oh, let me actually circle it. Give it one, and I can. Circle through here. That's the Imperial Core region. That's the Claypost Empire. It only controls that much territory because its neighbors basically can't afford to control it. So the Claypost Empire gets it by default. If you were to actually weigh it by like political power, the Empire is much more limited here. You can see the border. It's much more coastal. And you've got the Kingdom of Snozia, Lostian Union, Honia. You can see really small in there. Hold on. I can whatever. Diteshi and the Protectorate of Idea. And the Principality of Thai. Frickin' the nations of Thai and Claypost were once considered equals, because Thai is the land of dragons, well known for being essentially center of the world economy. But after the Age of Rebellion and the Claypost Empire shattering, the Principality of Thai has been basically the uncontested head of everything, with the only major check on its power being the infighting of its many draconic leaders, because it's not a centralized government. It's a ton of different merchant companies, all led by dragons.
I'm a little cat girl, yeah. Call me autistic, but I sit around. I don't like the way they try to figure me out.
They will stand together in defense of their siblings' hordes. This does not mean that they will not also try to steal from their siblings' hordes. leading to them being not the most effective rulers. I am worried that that is too long for a basic overview.
I'm fucking terrible, so unbearable. I couldn't fuck this up anymore.
I'm gonna shorten it.
And I have like a million times. What do you do? You're watching it die. Let it fall apart and give it meaning over time.
Left out fucking two twinks on a Tuesday. Everybody want a piece now. I ain't Tuesday. Got my eyes popping out like Eric Busey. I'll work a sound effect, yeah. Hop the fuck up this dick. Yeah, you, not you. 30 minutes later, now I'm touching on a boob. Fuck your mom, the bloodsucker. I'll be soon. You make Windows Vista ass beats. My social security number is 3. Trying to suck my dick, but I'm 3 years off E.
God damn, girl, you're not supposed to put your social security number on the internet?
I couldn't fuck this up anymore if I tried. And I had like a billion times. What do you do when you're watching it die? Let it fall apart and give it meaning, run it back. I couldn't fuck this up anymore if I tried. And I have like a million times. What do you do when you're watching it die? Let it fall apart and give it meaning over time. Fuck, I sold out. Think I'd have to kill myself to make it up now. Everybody love my shit, I swear they had me counted out. Now I'm all I care about, keeping up all my whereabouts, yeah.
I couldn't fuck this up anymore if I tried. And I have like a billion times. What do you do when you're watching it die? Let it fall apart, give it meaning, run it back. Couldn't fuck this up anymore if I tried. And I have like a billion times. What do you do when you're watching it die? Let it fall apart, give it meaning over time. I couldn't fuck this up anymore if I tried. And I have like a billion times. What do you do when you're watching it die? Let it fall apart, give it meaning, run it back.
I couldn't fuck this up anymore if I tried. And I have like a million times. What do you do when you're watching it die? Let it fall apart and give it meaning over time.
I managed to say all of the same stuff in a way that feels faster, but now that I'm looking at it, is the exact same length. Whatever. I can always make it shorter later.
Look at Possum, there he lies. Children meet his lifeless eyes. See his nasty legs and tongue. When he wakens, watch him run.
Okay.
Watch him run. Deliver us. Layer 01. Puppy play.
Would you be my pet tonight until the darkness turns to light? I love you like the stars above. I just give in to your owner's love. Let me leash you to the bed, and we can play till the sheets stay red. I'll play that I'll be your hero. So play with me, my best beat.
nasty boy. I am going to tear you to shreds. Listen on the road. National emergency. Listen on the road. Dead shelter. Listen on the road. National emergency. NORAD has detected severe perfected tree coming northeast from Denton, Texas.
Okay. Imperial Core, Sylvan North, Chile region touched by the other realms, seen both in the exotic wildlife of the region and the witch lights, an astrological phenomena formed as a side effect of the region's mixing Fey and Fel energies. This is just the Northern Lights, to be clear. It's the fantasy Northern Lights. Wherein you can find the elven kingdoms of the Western continent or the Fellbound who hide in the glaciers of Freyja, where they can study their darker magics in peace. That also means that the Sylvan North is the only intercontinental region. Assuming you don't count Thai as a separate continent. Why am I getting so many ads? Oh god, the furry server. Oh, early bird registration ends on the 16th. I gotta open up that page. Okay, I'm looking at the Ferality early bird stuff. And it's got all of the good prices for all these passes. The fuck is the Game Changer pass? Am I going? I will probably be attending in my virtual glory.
Death, obsessed. That girl's fucked in the head. She's so messed up. She's so much. She's such a scary slut.
There's like one more day of the early bird pricing.
She looks like death.
I'll wait until after the stream to make a decision about which one of these I want to get. And anything interesting going on in Cookie Clicker? Farmed cookies deemed unfit for vegans, says nutritionist. Okay. New section after the Sylvan North is the Eastern Peninsula. I will be able to write all of the extra stuff that I don't get to write in this little bit later on, so I don't need to worry too hard.
Always been a bad girl. Bad girl, bad girl. Always been a bad girl. Always been a bad girl. Bad girl, always been a bad girl. Bad girl, bad girl. Always been a bad girl. Always been a bad Do you know what I mean? Bad girl, bad girl. Do you ever feel like maybe something went wrong? Bad girl, bad girl. You ended up here by mistake. Like, it took me 28 years to find anyone who made any sense to me, and I just feel so outside of everything. And I just want to be good. I just want to be good. It's so fucked up. Like, it should have been a sign that something was wrong, but it's just so easy to think you're broken and evil. I don't know. It's like I lived my whole life thinking I didn't have a soul, and okay, sorry, I promise I'm going somewhere with this. It's just I didn't even know I was fucked up. I didn't even know that I was going through until like a year ago, and now it's everything. This place is designed to kill us and make us think it's our fault. Sorry, this is all super obvious. It's just I'm glad we're in this struggle together, but I wish we didn't have to define ourselves by the struggle at all. Thanks for listening to me. I feel a lot better now.
Eastern Peninsula, the rainy eastern end of the eastern continent, where the giant Pinaquicia practice the divine magic of the Order of Giants, and the men of the darkened swamps of dead harness the void energies that naturally accumulate in their homeland. Recently, the giant kin attempted to launch a holy war against the necromancers of dead. Their crusade was beaten back. Some would say that the nation of dead won the war, but, well, given the state of the peninsula, it would be more accurate to say that both lost. So, Shattered Empire. I do a lot of Shattered Empires. This really is the time of heroes, parentheses, most governmental forces have broken down. There are few leaders. Alright, Western Desert.
That was new. If I'm $1 for a free one of
Dot. Frenzy.
like a D-dim, smoke like a he-him, look like a she-her, party like a season. I'm an entertainment demon, now I wanna meet him. I was gonna kill myself, but I got banned from Twitter, and I didn't want everyone to think that was some reason. I like a peeing, let's go sit by to a freezer. Can I be anybody but myself right now? You can leave me soon if it's a Tylenol, and let's out and get you. Have it open,
from the bug tending mammoth doing to the migratory farmers of Dash. The people of the West are infamously resilient. I don't need to mention the slavery yet. Sorry, I very casually said I don't need to mention the slavery yet. The region directly to their south attempts to enslave them. Which is a fact that I've kind of left out of the Western Desert bit. But the Southern Tropics, it is going to be a feature.
You don't seriously plan on obeying that crazy bitch, do you? Just a girl. Do you really expect me to do anything? This pretty girl. I'm so pretty girl.
I wanna party all the time and say the drinks, they're all on my dime. But sadly, I just don't have the time. I gotta work so hard, it's a crime. So silly, girl. I mean, really, girl, wanna be a pretty girl.
And I don't wanna whine, but
I'm going crazy, girl, without my fucking nails, girl.
I gotta serve cunt, girl. He just wouldn't understand.
It's so late, girl. I gotta go to work, girl. I gotta be a boss, girl.
It's kinda cool once you think about it like that. I'm just a girl. Do you really expect me to do anything? This pretty girl. I'm so pretty
Where
girl.
are the girls just like me? Too broke to be too bougie. I'm wanting all of you on the scene.
Alright.
Let's party hard and get
I
crazy.
think I am really starting to tire out of writing all this. Let me go over what I have just done though. So, if I hide the game real quick, this is the Dungeoneer's Handbook. I expanded this introduction with a little more explanation about what exactly dungeons are, and a more coherent, like, statement as to the intent of, like, what the Dungeoneering Guild is trying to do, which is gather knowledge about dungeons and provide aid to the brave souls looking to challenge them, because dungeons that attempt to expand over the whole ass world, are a bit of an existential threat, and no one would like to deal with that, especially if it results in their own death. So the Dungeoneering Guild makes that whole process safer. Then I expanded the section on the world of Croya to include this big-ass summary of the 5 major regions of the setting. Y'all can pause and read it if you'd like. I am not going to go over all of it. I went over each of the paragraphs as I finished them. But Imperial Core, Sylvan North, Eastern Peninsula, Western Desert, Southern Tropics. And I have categories down here for more detailed descriptions of the 5 regions. These, like, single paragraphs are gonna be fine for most character creation. Like, at least for the testing phase. That's fine. I don't need more than that. So, next I want to get on to engineering the basics. That will be a later thing though, because right now I am tired from all of that hauling wood around. And I would like to have a lie down. after which I will be probably playing some RimWorld. And then I'm gonna do some dishes today, eventually. And then I have, Pathfinder tonight. So I will be doing that. Thanks to everybody who tuned in to watch some Cookie Clicker and work alongside me. Yeah, my name is Soul. All of your viewership is appreciated, and I will see all of you guys next time. Bye.